Imagine an ocean so vast, so deep that it could swallow continents whole. This is the Pacific. It's not just water, it's a living, breathing entity, a world unto itself. It covers 1/3 of our planet's surface, a colossal expanse of blue that has challenged explorers for centuries. For most of us, it's something we fly over, a huge space on a map that separates lands and peoples. We see it from the comfort of a sandy beach or the window of an aeroplane, feeling its gentle breeze or marveling at its sheer size from a safe distance. But to truly know it, you must become part of it. You must feel its rhythm, its power, and its profound, unending solitude. To cross this ocean is a monumental feat, even for the most advanced ships with powerful engines and experienced crews. It's a journey that demands respect for the raw forces of nature. Now imagine stripping all of that away. Take away the engine. Take away the crew. Take away the certainty of a quick passage. Leave only a single person, a tiny rowboat, and the relentless, stretching horizon. It's a thought that seems almost absurd. A challenge so immense it borders on madness. It's a direct confrontation with the limits of human endurance, a voluntary entry into a world where you are utterly and completely insignificant. This is the ultimate test of self-reliance. It's a journey not just across water, but into the deepest parts of the human spirit. The person who chooses this path willingly embraces total isolation. The Pacific Ocean is a master of duality, a place of serene beauty and terrifying violence. Dolphins might leap alongside your boat, their sleek bodies celebrating the calm. The nights are just as spectacular, with a blanket of stars so bright and clear it feels like you could reach out and touch them. But this gentle giant has a temper. Without warning, its mood can shift dramatically. For a solo rower, this transformation is not just something to watch, it's something to survive. Waves, which were once gentle ripples, swell into monstrous moving mountains of water. In the heart of such a storm, survival is everything. The rower is strapped into their tiny cabin, a fragile shell against the ocean's rage. The physical and mental exhaustion is immense. It's a fight not just against the waves, but against the crushing fear and the overwhelming feeling of being utterly powerless. This is not a story of fiction, it is a story of real people. It is the story of men who looked at this vast, unpredictable ocean and saw not an obstacle, but a calling. They heard the whisper of an impossible challenge and chose to answer it. These are not famous sailors or celebrity adventurers backed by massive corporate sponsors. They are ordinary people driven by an extraordinary desire to push their own limits and explore the far reaches of both the world and themselves. Erden Eruk, a Turkish-American adventurer, was driven by a deep sense of purpose that extended beyond a simple physical challenge. His journey was part of a larger quest to circumnavigate the globe entirely under his own power. Rowing oceans, cycling continents, and climbing the highest peaks. His rows were not just for personal achievement, they were a tribute to a friend and fellow adventurer, Goran Kropp, who had died in a climbing accident. On the other hand, we have Jacob Adoram Hendrickson, a former US Air Force fighter pilot. His background was one of precision, technology, and calculated risk in a high-speed environment. Yet, he was drawn to the slow, deliberate, and solitary world of ocean rowing. For Jacob, the challenge was intensely personal, a quest for simplicity, a search for clarity that could only be found in the stark, empty wilderness of the open ocean. The dream of crossing the Pacific is one thing, the reality of preparing for it is another. For both Erden and Jacob, their vessels were custom designed and built for one purpose, to withstand the worst the ocean could throw at them. Every inch of space is meticulously planned, packed with freeze-dried food, desalination equipment, solar panels, and complex navigation gear. Forging this vessel is the first great hurdle, a process of turning savings and sponsorship into a tangible dream. Alongside the boat, the body itself must be forged into a machine capable of unbelievable endurance. It also means gaining weight, building up a reserve of fat and muscle. This physical conditioning is a full-time job in itself. A repetitive and often monotonous cycle of lifting, pulling, and pushing the body to its absolute limits. Finally, there is the mental training, which is perhaps the most difficult aspect to prepare for. In the final weeks and days leading up to departure, a strange and specific kind of loneliness sets in. While surrounded by family, friends, and supporters, the rower is already drifting into a different world. It's a period of emotional goodbyes, where every hug and every word of encouragement is tinged with the painful awareness of a long, uncertain separation. The boat, now fully laden with hundreds of kilograms of food and gear, sits low in the water, a testament to the long journey it is about to begin. The press might show up, asking questions about fear and motivation, trying to capture the essence of this mad venture for a soundbite. The final farewells are the hardest part. Saying goodbye to a spouse, a parent, or a child, knowing you will not see or touch them for the better part of a year, is an emotional trial as demanding as any storm. As the planned departure day dawns, the rower becomes a creature of pure focus. A profound sense of transition takes over. The time for preparation is over. The ocean is waiting. The moment of departure is never as glorious as it seems in movies. It is often a quiet, almost anticlimactic affair. The first pull of the oars feels heavy, not just with the weight of the water, but with the significance of the act. As the coastline begins to fade into a hazy line on the horizon, a profound sense of finality sets in. The initial hours are a period of adjustment, of finding a rhythm. The first sunset at sea is a powerful symbolic event. The sky, unpolluted by city lights, explodes with an impossible number of stars. In that moment, the true scale of their solitude becomes starkly apparent. They are a tiny, insignificant speck of life in a vast, dark universe of water and sky. Out on the vast, empty expanse of the Pacific, the concept of time dissolves. Life was stripped down to its most essential components: row, eat, navigate, sleep. This cycle was repeated with monastic discipline, a relentless rhythm that kept the mind anchored and the boat inching ever westward. Every task, no matter how small, became a deliberate ritual. There are days when the Pacific is a gentle giant, a placid lake of deepest blue. But you know, its mood is fickle, and its anger is absolutely terrifying. For a solo rower, the arrival of a storm is a life-or-death event. The only option is to prepare for the onslaught, to secure every loose item, check the hatches, and put on survival gear. When the storm hits, it is a sensory overload of pure chaos. The wind howls with the force of a freight train, rain comes down in horizontal sheets, and the waves build into monstrous, moving mountains of dark water. Beyond the physical challenges of storms and exhaustion lies a more insidious adversary: the profound, crushing weight of total isolation. The mind, starved of external stimulation, begins to turn inward. The rower engages in long, rambling conversations with themselves, with the boat, with the ocean. Memories surface with startling clarity, playing out like movies in the mind's eye. In these moments, the temptation to give up can be overwhelming. The loneliness feels like a physical ache, a yearning for human contact so intense it hurts. The person who arrives on the far shore is never the same one who left. After months, or in Erden's case, nearly a year of endless blue horizon, the first sight of land is a moment of profound, almost religious significance. A small flotilla of local boats may come out to greet the rower, their horns blaring a welcome. The sight of other people, the sound of cheering voices, is an overwhelming sensory shock. The crushing loneliness of the sea gives way to a tidal wave of human connection. They have not just survived, they have triumphed over the immense power of nature and the profound challenges of their own inner world. What is the legacy of such a journey? But their stories ripple outwards, far beyond their own lives. They become a source of powerful inspiration for all of us who stand on the shore of our own impossible dreams. They show us that ordinary people, driven by an extraordinary vision, can achieve things that seem to defy logic. The echo of their oars is a powerful, enduring message of hope. It tells us that the human spirit is the most powerful engine of all, and that with enough grit, determination, and heart, there is no expanse too great to cross, and no dream too vast to achieve.